first day of the year, January 2nd. Ultimately green, as you can see, this is the snapshot of the charts. More Replicanto issues. What I did was, which I think I mentioned in the last video, I got an Apex account this morning, 25K, which has a $1,500 drawdown. So if any trade goes down that much, it'll shut me down. I also have my own protection in here where I can close a trade if it's 1,000 down. So I got a couple of protection zones in here. Commission was alarmingly low. I mean, this is $142 in commission. This was the lead account. You could see none of the accounts kept up with it. The closest, I guess, was here, 32, 31. Replicanto issues right out of the gate, my first trade. This is my real funds account. That even struggled to keep up. I got to dig into the numbers a little bit deeper. Like I said, overall green, and obviously I traded a lot of micros. All micros, no minis today. Did take a little bit of heat. I'm going to see if I can figure out where it was and what my thought process was to see how I navigated through it. But obviously I navigated through all the trades today. So looking at trade performance still a problem. The only one that's working is my real money account. But you can see right out of the gate, this trade, it says it's a loss. It was not a loss. It was a win. So it's not looking right on here, but you can see the same exact times, a little bit different timing. The trade won. I think it was only 3 points. Now, if we go back to the chart, the time was 9:36. So go to MNQ, 9:36. I actually let it take these automated signals, and the market was very down, everybody knows. So I let it just take these signals. Now, one adjustment I got to make, it was really set for NQ, and I think it's at 12 ticks, for the contract. And I was only trading one contract, so I think that's why that profit was so small. It really should be set. I got to change it for MNQ. So if we look at it, winning trade, and it should have been all the accounts. Really, yeah, that's 12 ticks, right? Yeah, right there. So it's 3 points. I got to open that up for micro. You can't really take 3 points on micros. You got to get at least 5. The commissions is alarming. I mean, if you look at the commissions, it says 70 cents each way. I guess that is, though, right? So commissions are just kind of high. Let's go to on my real account, it's $1.22. So 61 cents in, 61 cents out. So right off the bat, first trade of the year, Replicanto loses me. Like, this is so weird. Entry price, exit price. So it got 1 point, but it's got me at negative $3. Now, was it a bad entry? Where was the other one entered at 32? So again, I think Replicanto with the automation might not be good, because look at that entry. It was 35, and the real entry, oh wait, it was a short. So this was good, and it got me out good, 35.50. So the entry was only 2 ticks off, right? Entry, yeah, it was 2 ticks off, but the exit, it took a loss. It wasn't a long, it was a short. This got me out at 32.50, which would have been fine. 2 tick slippage, whatever. At least that would have been a winning trade. And when you multiply this across, so many accounts, it does kind of make a difference. So, needless to say, I came back and traded well, and within 20 minutes, halfway to goal right there. I guess I took a break. 10 o'clock. There was no major news, but there was minor news. I said, let me wait up. And let's see. I shifted to longs here, and it was a very down market. I want to see, why did I go to longs at 9:54. It was a 4-minute trade. It was a lot for me. I must have been, yeah, look, it was going against me. I was DCA. I was dollar cost averaging in. That's how I got up so high. So the trade started and it closed at 50. That was a few minute trade. Yeah, right before 10 o'clock, I closed it on purpose. And, well, I guess I hit my targets, but I really want to trade past 10 because you never know what can happen at 10 o'clock. So let's just see if I can track this trade and what I actually did. So I went long at 41, 741, 954. Sorry it's taking so long. 54. Okay, you can see what I was doing here. 41. And I got two levels here. This is a support and resistance radar. You got Ludwig level. Even after this, and then I looked at this here. Look at that. It came and blasted. Low of the day, Ludwig level, support and resistance radar. I'm thinking this move is going to happen at least. It struggled to get through this. Even in a down day, I was willing to, this far down, at some point I was going to get a spike up and get out. Even if which it did crash, and we'll see where I got out. My entries here, if I start DCA and in, which this was where it went, and then you can see it came right back to me. I would put my targets, and I guarantee I don't know where I got out, but I definitely got out before Ludwig level, because in a down market like this, you can see it came back. Now it's resistance. It hits it and spiked down. So, it's very risky to trade in a down market like that. It was, meanwhile, I got myself trouble on the high end, which you wouldn't think that would happen. But today I got in trouble in a short of all days. Eventually, turned my way. So let's see what happened here. By 10 o'clock, and I was long. You could see it shot right up. So let's see where I actually exited this trade. If I held on, I cut out the Ludwig level. So that's the apex. That's a pain in the ass looking at that one. So we'll look at this. And this is where I exited. Wow. Looks like I held it. I got out at 56. It looks like I was taking them out. 47, 50, and 56 is where I got out. This one made $62 right there. That's amazing. And I got in at 24. So I read that really well. It was a good read on a short day, to make money like that. That means I did use these levels well. Wow. So this must have spiked so quick that I was confident it was going to get through, because I took profits up here, which is kind of odd, but I guess I was confident. It must have went so fast, I didn't have time to react. I mean, you know how MQ is. If you look at the timeline here, 58. I mean, that's flying. Yeah. Once it stalled, I probably got my money. Yeah. Okay. You can see where I got a 56, 57. I played it to that level. All right. So I played that long. Excellent. Halfway to goal at that point. P.S. I got stuck in a trade for over an hour. So even though I did this so easily, I was playing some longs here. Looks like I did win. Yeah, all these longs were winning. I don't know what happened here. Some big long losses. This is weird. Oh, wow. It's a 30-minute trade. So it looks like I got stuck in a trade here trying to go long. And I exited out with the loss on these. And the dust settled. Let's see where I got out. 1101. So all of these lost and all of these won. When the dust settled, I probably took a little loss or break even. Although the trade probably started, where were we here? 160. And I got out quickly. Here's where I got stuck. Yeah, so I took a loss on this whole escapade, but it was a $40 loss. So I managed my risk, and at 51, and they all got out at 20. Looks like. 24. 51 I was going long. But look, I was in it. 0608. I must have took some heat here. 2. So these all got this loss back. But look, it was a $40 loss ultimately. What's the timing on this? From 25 to 11 o'clock. So not a good trade. 25. Right here. Same play. But I was even playing it thinking we were going to keep going up to this level, which we did. So I was right because it never got past it. It fluctuated here for like an hour. Then it flushed, and I was in that trade. That's the winning trade that got me through. So here's where I got in trouble. I was starting in 50s, and then I exited out at 11. So all this heat I'm taking, adding contracts along the way. When it broke to 700, I was a little scared because if it breaks to 7, look out below. But now you can see struggling, starting to come back my way. I didn't get out at this point yet. Look what happened. I got it at 11 o'clock. Eventually, I get out here and look at this spike down again. So I had to take this heat. So this was really another level here that I got through. Now, here we go. Now's when I start to get out. Yeah, now it's just about salvaging this trade. And just, if I would have stayed with it and say try to get out here, I would have made money on that trade. But with such a down day, and I took a lot of heat, probably several $100, maybe as much as $400 or $500. That was a struggle of a trade. But you can see if I would have stuck with it, because I'm not great with runners. If I would have kept 1 or 2 contracts as the runners, whatever. But look at this pullback. I would have bailed out. So I kind of all in, all out. So that was, again, not an easy trade, but ultimately I managed it well. 30 minutes of it. Now I think I get another nightmare trade. So it's a struggle of a day here. You can see 10 minutes. I'm adding in here 01 to 20 points. 99 to 20. Okay, so that trade is done there. And I bail out. I'm at 121 now. I was at 160 high, $40 loss. Fine. So now I'm trying to get $80 more. Now I'm back to the shorts. Inching my way back up. Again, I got in trouble with the shorts, believe it or not. If you're looking at this, an hour and 10 minutes. In at 35 out of 55. So I'm taking the losses here, getting it all back with these. Again, that's the dollar cost averaging with micros. This actually went up to 80. I was probably shorting at 80. Yeah. These were great shorts by me. Great ads. And I'll show you why. 78, 82, 84. So 84 to 56. $100 right there. But look, I was taking the losses there. So ultimately, I guess this was a profitable trade, right? 133. Now, again, Replicanto. What the hell? I mean, and this is a follow account. So I think I traded better than what this says. And a couple other things. I had to hit flat and all twice. I don't know how great that, and that probably, was that, if we look at why this is 430 and nothing's that close, the closest is $50. These are $120. Replicanto gone. And now add that up to 10 accounts. All right. And really more. Look at my real cash account. If that was here, even if you do it with the commission, it's $100 committed. 100 times 10 accounts, $1,000. Gone. No fault of my own. It's just that's the limitations of trade copiers and what we have to deal with as traders, and then getting over that mental hurdle of like, and you could see I didn't care that all of them were at 200. I wasn't like, oh, they all got to be 200. Forget that. So anyway, back to the trades. We were that trade that I was in for now. That was really the last trade, and then I did pretty well after that too. I took a couple of longs again after a long spike down. I took a little break. All right, so let's go back to this long trade here. So, yeah, originally entered right here at 35. And this thing went 50 points against me. And then all of these were added in. So, add the contracts real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Looks like 13 contracts. All right. I don't know what that was. This might have been another Replicanto problem here with these all these trades that I think they were. I think one thing I did, I used my indicator. I was only looking for like $75 on the trade. So I activated, it probably still is going to be activated, my indicator, which is this one. Yeah, I have it checked on $75 profit right there. What I think happened is that trade got to 75 and it closed out, but there was a malfunction with that as well. And it probably, instead of just closing the trades and taking this profit, look what it did to me. It went long, and I had to close. Look, I closed them in 2 seconds. I mean, that's not me trading. I didn't take those trades. But look at the loss from 239. It sucked my account down. And my lead account never got this one. So again, this is not Replicanto. This was my indicator that probably malfunctioned. I think I did go to Replicanto. It could have been Replicanto because I think I did see that there was counts was still alive, and I went boom, boom, flat and all. So again, was it my indicator because I had it set for $75 profit? And I definitely hit that, or was it it? But again, another challenging thing where this, would have closed me out for the day. At 239 is more than I ended up with. And again, this is a malfunction, either Replicanto or my indicator. So I'll talk about the frustration. So after this mess got cleaned up, I did start trading again, and it was internet. Let's see where it was. I took all of these longs and pretty much won them all. So I didn't know I was this high up, but I knew this is where I ended up. I was only at $100. I needed 100 more. I would up getting 80 back, and I almost won every trade I took. And I was nickel and dime. My entries were good. I was getting 5 points on every trade, cutting out a little bit here and there. So I was playing longs from 64. Yeah, let this go down. 16. Oh, that was a short. Then I took some longs from 11, 20 to 24. What time was that? That was later in the day, at 1 o'clock, 1:04. Let's see what that looked like. So I was after a break, just watching the market, and yeah, here you go. What was I looking at? These levels here. Watching this bounce, taking those longs, close to the low of the day. So I did salvage, again, my trading wasn't great, but the micro saved me, and 50 points of heat there. I don't know how many points. Let me see which one. Oh, that's my apex. 50 points of heat on that end, and what was this one? Another 25-minute trade. What did I take on that one? Original 51. Yeah, I went down to 85. I might have took 70 points of heat on this one. 751, and I got out at 11. So it's 10. So where were we at 10:30? It's New York time. 51 was my original entry. Where did it go to here? Wow. I mean, you can see the power of micro. 70. The trade was 70 points against me, and I didn't lose it. I think I took a $20 loss on it. But I must have took a lot of heat. I don't remember. I definitely didn't go down 1,000. And then, just looking at that other trade. This is why I got stuck in it. The price got stuck here for an hour. So it was 11:07. So I'm trying to go short here. I'm thinking we're flushing. And I did go way. You'll see how much it flushed from here. So now I'm adding in all this level. And then I added in a bunch right here. I was waiting, had a couple of bullets. But look, it went. And right here you think, oh, here it comes. And I only needed to get down, profit. Originally I wanted to take profit here. I wound up taking it up at 55 just because I needed to get out of the trade. So that was 30 points. With all the dollar cost averaging, 60 was my break even. So I was never more than 25 points away my entry from this. Now, if it would have got through there and went to here, I could have been in big trouble. I was as much as $600 down. It came roaring back here. This is where I got out. Yeah, 12. You can see I'm out right there. And then it kind of went back up. Let me see. Came back down. So anyway, and then wow, it hit again. So good thing I got out when I did. It really didn't go much past 50. So getting out at 55 was good. I was done trading at that point for that moment anyway. When I came back later and I saw this major blast and I saw Ludwig level, I did play a couple of longs right here and I wound up making $80 because I was only at 100. And I never reached the high peak of the day of the account, but that's it. Another, couple things. I definitely feel fortunate that I navigated that being so wrong on those trades. This account is almost at $10,000. Now, in my career, I never used Apex until, more like the last year or so. I used to just throw 5,000 an account, maybe 7,000 an account. And so many times I've got my live money accounts right up to never past 10,000. I've gotten right to it. This might be the highest I've ever been with live money. And for whatever reason, I never made 10. I've always, so, tomorrow's goal might be if I get up $100 and break the 10, that might be good for the day, just to close it out with 5 digits up there, instead of just 4. These are what they are. This, the way I'm trading, it's going to take forever for me to get a payout. I'm still only 50% away from 3,000. So it's just a long battle. And, you could see how many contracts I had to trade today to get that. And again, this was, look at the commission there, $140. So anyway, overall, good day, but, getting stuck in these trades that long. One trade was 30 minutes. One trade was an hour and 10. So I would say I did not trade great today and feel lucky to get these accounts where they are. All right. Good luck, everybody.